Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to explain a few things for people that don't understand how a narcissist operates. Narcissists are all about control. So what does that mean? That means they want the control in a relationship. And a lot of times the way they control you is by blocking and unblocking you. And I get so many people that ask me, well, why did the narcissist block me and then unblock me? Understand this. A narcissist may block you because, number one, they have another supply and they don't need you around to mess it up for them, okay? With you calling or texting. They have another supply that they're interested in, and they don't want that other supply to know that you're around, okay? Because a lot of times when they have the new supply, they were working on that new supply when they were still with you, and they don't want that new supply to know anything about you. Narcissists don't want their new supply to know anything about their exes, except that their exes were, they were the bad one. They were the one that cheated. They were the one that were controlling. The narcissist is going to project all that they were onto you and tell the new supply that that's what you are, when they were the ones that were cheating. They were the ones that were screwing you over. They were the ones that were controlling. Okay, they were the ones that are sensitive, but they're going to call you all these things and tell the new supply this. So what a narcissist will do is when they have somebody that they feel that they could jump to, then they're going to block you. And a lot of times when they block you, not all narcissists will block you, but a lot of them will if they want you out of the way. They'll block you, okay? And you may just be talking to the narcissist and everything like that, and you might think that you said something to them that pissed them off, and now they're blocking you. And it wasn't because you said or did anything. It was because they were looking for a reason to block you, okay? Maybe you asked them about something, and they said, well, why do you keep asking me the same questions? Or you always making me angry, and then they block you. It's not because you were asking any kind of questions or anything like that. They're going to use that as an excuse to block you. So now you're blocked from that narcissist. And once somebody blocks you, you should block them across the board, okay? Because this is somebody that can't communicate, that plays games, and, they have a total disregard for you at that point. The minute somebody blocks you is the minute that this person really has no respect for you. And they can't even communicate, to you. Even if the relationship wasn't working out, they don't even have the decency to let you know and give you clarity and give you closure. See, narcissists don't give you closure. All right. They feel like they don't need to give you closure, and they like to leave the door open so that they could always come back. They'll come back and they won't bring up anything about the argument, and they'll just say something like, oh, I missed you and this and that. Now, a lot of times narcissists will block you to get you out of the way. They're going to be busy with the new supply or supplies, and then they will unblock you. Okay. And a lot of times they'll unblock you and they'll wait and see if you contact them because they feel you're watching. All right. So when a narcissist unblocks you, the last thing that you want to do is say anything to that narcissist. You don't want to feed the narcissist. You don't even want to chew them out and tell them off, because then you're giving power to the narcissist, showing them that you care that they blocked you. You've got to have an attitude like, okay, you want to block me? Goodbye, good luck. Nobody treats me like that. I respect myself. You made it clear you don't want to deal with me. You can't even communicate with me. You got a problem with me. Now we're done. We are done. And, you just block them and be done with it, okay? Now, another thing that I want to bring up is a lot of times when people are having problems with the narcissist, they don't block the narcissist. They don't have the strength to block the narcissist, okay? You still have feelings for them. Maybe you're hoping they come around and they say they're sorry and all of that. Meanwhile, you just told them off because they were breaking your boundaries, but you just don't have the strength to block the narcissist. When you don't follow through on your boundaries and you don't block that narcissist automatically knows that they got you. They know the fact that you can't block them means that you still care. And guess what? Now that narcissist knows that they have control over you because you're not able to walk away. When you're not able to walk away from a relationship, you're giving that person a lot of power over you. Now they know that they could do whatever they want to do and you're not going anywhere. And this happens a lot to people that are always threatening to break up. Oh, I told the narcissist this. I told them off, or I did this. But you're still there. You're still there. So it really doesn't matter if you sit there and go on for 3 hours screaming at the narcissist. The fact is, you're still there. There isn't any consequences for the narcissist breaking your boundaries. And guess what? All of your words mean nothing. If there's no threat of you walking away, then that narcissist doesn't care. They don't care what you have to say. And most of the time, narcissists they're not even listening to what you're saying, okay? They don't care what's coming out of your mouth. All they care is the fact of whether you're there or you're not there, okay? A narcissist will only care if they need something out of you still. If a narcissist doesn't need you, or you could be replaced with another supply, then it doesn't matter, okay? And it doesn't matter if you block them. See, people ask me all the time, well, what happens if I block the narcissist? Are they going to feel bad about it? Are they going to be upset about it? Have I shown them? Well, I always say it depends on what's going on in that narcissist's life. If that narcissist is doing really well for themselves, they have other supply, they're busy, they're happy with who they're dealing with, they're not going to give a rat's ass if you block them, okay? They could care less, all right? But if the narcissist is not doing well, all right, maybe they're not happy with the new supply, or what happens is they go to the new supply and then all of a sudden they're not happy with the new supply. They may come back, and if they see you're blocked, that's when they may feel it because they're coming back because they needed you for something. At that point, they needed you for something, but you closed the door. And that's when you really get your satisfaction is, when you close that door and then that narcissist is, going through a rough patch, and now they know that you have shut them out from coming back into your life, that you mean business, that nobody's going to disrespect you, that, if they talk to you a certain way, if they disrespect you in a certain way, if, they give you gaslighting and word salad and they play mind games with you, guess what? You're going to walk away and you're not going to deal with that nonsense. Now, some narcissists will just say, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't manipulate this one. They're too smart for it. And they realize and they just keep looking for other supply everywhere else. What a narcissist will do is they'll go through all their old contacts and they'll be contacting people from their past. If they're not doing good with new people, they always shift back to the old people. Because here's the thing, a narcissist always has to have somebody around. They always want to feel like there's somebody around validating them, somebody they could talk to, somebody they could get together with. They're not alone. See, narcissists are afraid of being alone. They hate that abandonment type of feeling because, it makes them feel like less than. There's nobody around them. There's nobody that wants to be in their company. That's going to make them feel low. But when they have a lot of people that they're talking to, they feel great, okay? Because they feel like they're important. They have all these contacts. And this is what covert narcissists do all the time. They're going to throw in your face whether you have friends or not. And a lot of times they'll give you a dig and they'll say something like, oh, look at you. You have no friends. Because a covert narcissist validates themselves by how popular they are. They may not have a lot of close friends, but they have a lot of acquaintances, people that they deal with, people that they can contact. So that makes them feel very important. And if you're a type of, kind of a loner type of person and you don't have a lot of friends, they are going to judge you for that and look at you like, oh, there's something wrong with you. You don't have a lot of friends, when in fact, you're more into quality than quantity. So that's why you may have one or two good friends and you don't need a whole entourage of flying monkeys the way the covert narcissist needs their entourage, okay? Covert narcissists always have to have an entourage of people so that they could always throw it in other people's face like, oh, I got together with this one, or I did dinner with that one, or I went to this event with that one. They're throwing around trying to prove that they're important because they know all these different people. It's all about image when we're talking about a covert narcissist. Now, blocking and unblocking, all right? Covert narcissists, and I always revert back to them because I know them so well, all right? Covert narcissists, it will affect them when you block them, okay? Like I said, it depends on what's going on in their life, but they have such low self-esteem that they're going to look at it, in a way like, how dare you block me? I'm better than you. Subconsciously, they think they're better than everybody else, okay? So, they're going to be busy trying to replace you if they haven't replaced you at all. But see, here's the thing. You can never win with a narcissist. You can't resolve conflict with them. They will never own the truth. It's like I did a reel on this about gaslighting, how to deal with a gaslighter. And somebody asked me, he said, well, should you call them out? Should you call out the gaslighter and let them know, you're on to their games and everything like that? What's going to happen with that is they're still going to hold truth to their lies. They're going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. They're not listening to what you have to say. They're not going to validate you. They're going to hold strong and repeat themselves, and they're going to be really obnoxious with it to the point where you get so exhausted, you just give up and walk away. And rather than put yourself in that position where you're sitting there calling them out on everything, it's better to just walk away because you're not going to get anything out of that. By you walking away and disengaging with someone like that, it's showing them that you do know what they are and that you're not going to entertain their nonsense. But when you sit there and feel the need that you've got to prove yourself and prove them wrong, you're making them important. Never make a narcissist important, and you make them important by giving them attention, even if it's attention to tell them off, okay? You've got to take an attitude like they're not even worth my words. They aren't worth my time. They aren't worth my words. They are toxic. I will never get any kind of clarity from them or validation. They will never own that they're wrong. So I need to just step away from this person and know that, you know what? I'll never get the truth out of them. This is not somebody I could take seriously. This is not somebody I could trust. And this is somebody that I either don't have contact with or I have minimal contact where it's strictly facts. You gray rock them. You don't get into big, long, verbose conversations with them because you'll never get anywhere with it. You'll never get anywhere with a narcissist. That's one of the ways you're dealing with a narcissist is that they're so difficult, okay? One of the biggest red clues that you're dealing with a narcissist is that they're difficult and they don't want to compromise. I mean, there's so many red flags. They don't have empathy. They flip the blame. They won't take accountability. They're always worried about their image. They're extremely selfish. Okay, all of those are red flags, obviously. All right. But getting back to the point of blocking and unblocking, all of this, you guys, in summation, what you need to do is once you realize that you're dealing with a toxic person and you don't have to deal with them at all right? You've got to block them completely off everything. Have your friends block them. And also, you have to minimize or have no contact with anybody that they know. Because if you keep in contact with people that they know, your business is going to get back to the narcissist. And then that person's going to come back to you and tell you things that the narcissist was saying. It might trigger you. It's still going to cause, a toxic upset within yourself because there's still a connection to the narcissist. This is why you have to completely erase them out of your life. Erase them. And if they contact you from another number or a catfish profile, once you realize that it's them, you've got to keep blocking. Don't say anything. Just keep blocking. Now, I have people that ask me all the time, well, what do I do if I have kids with them? What do I do about blocking them? How am I going to block them? You can't block the narcissist when you have kids with them. Sorry to tell you. You have to deal with the narcissist when you have children. And the best way to do that is, strictly business by text. Do not get on the phone with the narcissist because it will get heated if you're dealing with a very toxic, narcissist and they're looking to throw you digs. You want it also documented. So that's why it's always got to be by text. You only deal with issues of the children. This needs to be done for little so-and-so. This needs to be done. And on top of that, you guys, when you have children, you have to have a legal a stipulation stating exactly how you're going to co-parent with that narcissist so that they have to follow the legal agreement. And when they don't, then you can take them to court and hold them accountable to the judge that they are not following the legal stipulation. But see, a lot of people, they try to co-parent without having that legal document, and that could get a little bit hairy because, you're dealing with the narcissist that may not help you out financially, may not pick up the kids, may stop you from seeing the kids. This is why you need it in black and white on paper. Okay? Black and white on paper. You got to get yourself a lawyer. You have to have an agreement on how you're going to co-parent with this other narcissist. And when it comes to issues with the children, you document all by text. All right? And when they say anything that's derogatory or smear you or anything by text, boom, screenshot, so that you could take it into court and show the judge and say, Judge, this is who I'm having to try to co-parent with that is not working with me. See, judges don't care about you and they don't care about the narcissist. What they care about is what is in the best interest of the children. Judges don't care about you and the narcissist. They care about what is in the best interest of the children and the fact that you are following that stipulation. That's your Bible. That's what holds water in court, okay? And that's what gives you a legal ground and legal rights to your children, all right? So you are going to have, if you're co-parenting and you're dealing with visitation and you're dealing with money issues, you're going to have to, sometimes you have to contact the narcissist and just, very short and sweet, what you have to tell them with regard to what has to be done with the children, okay? You don't go back. You don't get your emotions in it. You don't criticize them. You don't judge them. You watch what you write by text because it could be used against you in court. Remember that, all right? Never say anything derogatory. This is strictly about the children. And when they're not doing the right thing, you take a screenshot so that you have documentation. You could back up what you're trying to prove. And it may not seem important now, but down the road, you could have a problem with that narcissist where, let's say, they're not paying the money that they should pay for child support, or they're not coming to get their kids, or they're withholding their kids. They're not following the visitation and the agreement. And guess what? You have documentation of everything. So, you're going to need that for court. You got to always back up what you say in court, all right? So you have to correspond with the narcissist, but always do it by text and, keep it civil. No matter what the narcissist says, the narcissist doesn't say, you keep it civil so that nobody could say anything about you later on that you didn't do the right thing when it comes to the children, okay? So you guys, with this blocking and unblocking and blocking, and a lot of times too, one last note on this blocking, unblocking, a lot of times too, like people ask me, why does the narcissist, they block me and then they unblock me? Because they're testing you to see, if you contact them, if you're watching. Let's say they block you and then 4 months later they unblock you and then you text them something. Now they know that you've been watching because you text them back the same day that they unblocked you. So they know that you were waiting around just so you can give it to them or something. They know they got to you. They know they have power over you because you were watching when they unblocked you. All right. That's why no response whatsoever when it comes to the narcissist. Now, one other thing I have to bring up is a narcissist will also block you. It's not always because they have a new supply, although that's 90% of the time is why they blocked you, because they got somebody else. But sometimes they'll block you to punish you because you said something that they didn't like, or you were trying to hold them accountable, or you did something they didn't like. So now what are they going to do? And this is a covert narcissist. They will block you and give you the silent treatment. All right. They want you to pay for whatever you said or you did. Okay. They blocked you. And then like maybe a few days later, they'll unblock you and they may contact you and make like nothing or something like that. But most of the time, you guys understand this. Most of the time when they block you, it's usually because they're busy with somebody else. They got somebody. If they're putting you on the side, they're not sitting there by themselves after they blocked you. They're sitting there and there's somebody around with them. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys to understand the blocking and unblocking business. And do not get caught in the cycle of back and forth with the narcissist, because it doesn't get better, it gets worse. If you put up with that nonsense where they, block you, then they unblock you, then you're talking to them, then they block you, you're dealing with a child. You're dealing with a child and you're dealing with somebody who can't communicate. And it's going to be the same BS over and over and over and over again. You need somebody that could sit down and be able to talk to you and, tell you what's wrong. See, this is the thing. You're dealing with a covert narcissist with this kind of nonsense because covert narcissists can't communicate. Red flag always with a covert narcissist is they can't communicate directly. They can't say to you, I didn't like that comment you made, or I'm mad at you, or anything like that. They don't have the courage to come out and tell you what's wrong, okay? They are complete cowards. So what they'll do is they will block you, or they will, they'll give you the silent treatment, but they won't communicate and tell you what the problem is, okay? And you don't want to deal with somebody that you constantly have to pull teeth to find out what the problem is because, they're so fragile and they can't have a back and forth conversation because they're afraid you're going to call them out and they're going to have to face shame. You guys, don't deal with this nonsense. If somebody can't sit and talk and communicate, that is not somebody that you want around in your life, okay? That's somebody who's a headache. That's somebody that's going to emotionally abuse you and torture you with silence. And they use blocking and they use other ways of disappearing to try to hurt you and punish you. The hell with them. Walk away from that. Walk away from that. You don't need that in your life. Life is too short to waste with people who play mind games, okay? And narcissists are all about mind games. Disengage and get that out of your life, okay? I hope that helps you. If it does, please hit the subscribe button and please share the podcast and have a great day. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP123. Okay? And have a great day.